and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I did a thing. So I was only gonna have like 10 books to share, and then last night I went to Goodwill and I hit the jackpot. So I think there's like 20 something here. Sorry, but this is my February book haul. Okay, so if you've never been to this channel, I'm Karina Joy. This is all I talk about is books, because books are my favorite. They make me happy and bring me joy, which is why my channel is called What Brings Karina Joy. So I'm Karina Joy. Nice to have you here if it's your first time, and nice to have you back if you are returning. I hope you enjoy this video. So first things first, I'm going to talk about my reading planner for the year. This is a novel companion, and it's really hard to see, but it's like rose gold leafing. This is from Little Inklings Designs, which I will link down below. I'll just flip through and show you a few pages as I talk, but it is a undated monthly planner that has bookish things in it, which is really awesome. So I haven't filled these out yet, but there's an alphabet challenge, this is a genre challenge, and then there's a rainbow challenge, and on the cover, and a global challenge. So those are all really fun. I will fill them in throughout the year as I read books that fit the prompts. It does have one of these. I don't know if I'll use this. I'm not real artsy. I like to just write things, so I don't know. I might color it in, but I don't know. And then each month has, I won't go through all of it because there's plenty of videos where people have flipped through it, but I'll just show you what each month has real quick. So each month has the monthly spread, which, like I said, it's undated, so I had to put stickers in, which I already had, so that was fine with me. Or you can write it in if you didn't want to use stickers. And then, okay, so each month there is a book haul list, which I don't really want to write down my book haul, so I covered it up, and I use this as part of my reading wrap up. That way I have a little more space. And before that, should have been the first thing I read, there is a books to read section, and then there is a new release section, which I covered up and put in my BookTube posting schedule for that month. So it's a little bit of what it has. There's also some book review pages in the back. It's kind of fun. It'll be a nice little planner for me this year. Like I said, Goodwill had like tons and tons and tons of books that I wanted. And most of these you've probably heard of. So, you know, if I'm repeating all the books you've already read, you don't have to watch this video. But if not, I'm hoping these are some really good books that you can put on your TBR. So the first one I've heard tons of things about. I know this is an epistolary novel, but this is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Pill Pie Society. It is by Mary Ann Schaefer. I don't know much about it, but I know that everyone that I've ever heard read it has given it at least 4 stars, if not 5. But I don't really want to read the synopsis because that takes a little longer and I don't want to ramble, but I will read the first sentence of each book because I do like to write that in my reading journal. So I just want to share it with you. Okay, so the first sentence in this one is, obviously it's a letter, so there's a whole bunch of stuff here, but I'm just gonna read the sentence. Susan Scott is a wonder. So that's the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. The next one, this is actually two. So the next two books, this is a, I don't know if it's a duology or a trilogy, I'm not sure, but I have seen the movie and it was interesting. I did watch it before I got saved, so I don't remember if it had anything bad in it. So if it does, just let me know so I can put these back out into the world. But it's a pretty interesting concept. The girl dies and she's in a coma, I think, and she's between worlds, and she's trying to decide whether she wants to come back or cross over. And so yeah, one of those kinds of books. I keep forgetting to say the authors' names. This is by Gail Foreman. I'm gonna try harder because I don't know. And then I'm gonna read the first sentence of If I Stay, because the other book is the sequel, so I don't really want to read the first sentence of that. It says, everyone thinks it was because of the snow. I have a feeling she died in the snow, maybe. Okay, this one I've heard mixed reviews about, but I like to check things out for myself just to see, because everybody's reading taste is different. So I've heard some people really love this book and some people really don't. I'm gonna attempt to read it, but we shall see if it proves to be something that I'm interested in. But it is The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. I know this is about racism, but I'm not real sure what else. It's in the South in the 1960s, so we know it has to do with civil rights and things like that. Okay, so the first sentence is, at night I would lie in bed and watch the snow. How bees squeezed through the cracks of my bedroom wall and flew circles around the room, making that propeller sound, a high-pitched zzz that hummed along my skin. The next one is Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls. This is about a soldier in Italy, I think. Not Italy, Spain. Why do I keep saying things before I check it out? But obviously it's Ernest Hemingway. I wanted to try it out. I've never read it before, but I'm gonna try it and see. The first sentence is, he lay flat on the brown pine needle floor of the forest, his chin on his folded arms, and high overhead, the wind blew in the tops of the pine trees. You gotta love a book that starts out in nature. This one is The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Ken Edwards. This is about a doctor who is delivering his own twins. The boy is healthy, but the girl has Down syndrome, and so he gives her to his nurse to check into a facility, and she doesn't end up doing that. She ends up taking her out of state and raising her as her own. I've never read it, but the concept sounds interesting, and I actually think I've either watched a movie or a documentary around this, but I mean, it sounds so familiar, but I don't know. So I'm gonna read the first sentence, if I can find it. Sometimes it's hard. All of these books have had snow or nature, I think. Interesting. Okay, the snow started to fall several hours before her labor began. All right, I'm gonna go through all of my Goodwill picks, and then I'll do Book Outlet. But this was The Arctic Fury. This was, and don't know why I'm saying this was. It was at Goodwill, and I found it kind of intriguing. It's about a woman whose husband is missing, and he is somewhere in the Arctic, and so she is trying to get people to help her find him. It does say, so I don't know how much I will enjoy it, but it does say equal parts courtroom drama and literary thriller, a unique and mesmerizing tale. So I'm not a big courtroom drama lover, so I might not enjoy that, but maybe the thriller part will interest me enough. And the fact that it's an expedition to the Arctic, I mean, come on. Okay, so the first sentence is, in the front row sit the survivors. Oh, and by the way, I never did mention the name of this, even though you can read it. It's The Arctic Fury, and it is by Greer McAllister. I probably said the first name wrong, sorry. Okay, the next one is Connect the Stars. This is actually a library-bound edition, which I actually, if I see a library-bound book, I usually pick it up because, I don't know, I just feel like they need to be loved and taken care of. So this is Connect the Stars, and I know I've seen this, but I really haven't heard much about it. Okay, so this is about I don't even know, because it doesn't say on the back. On the back, it just has a conversation between the parents and the child. It doesn't say whether it's a boy or a girl, and there's a boy and a girl on the cover, so I'm not sure who the main character is, but it's about a survival wilderness camp and all the fun things that can happen there. So here is the first sentence. I was 13 years old, and I could have written a book on lying. I know some other people that could write a book on lying, but we're not going to go there. Saving Lucas Biggs is the next one. This is by the same author from the last one, or I guess it's two authors. Yeah, two authors. Marissa de los Santos and David Teague. They both wrote these, and I don't think they go together. I know I've heard about both of them, but I've never looked into it. Let's see. Okay, so this is a book about time travel, and listen, if you put time travel in a story, I'm gonna be interested, okay? Because yeah, time travel is awesome. So that's pretty much all you have to say to me is time travel, and I'm all right with it. Okay, so the first sentence is, in the time it took a man to speak a single sentence, I discovered 3 things. There's a reason a judge's robe looks like the Grim Reaper's, a blooming jacaranda tree can feel like a big fat slap in the face, and there is such a thing as a silent scream. I'm excited to read that one. I really love time travel, and my son's name is Lucas, so you know, if it is a great book, it will definitely be a keeper. Okay, so I've heard some good things about this, A Gentleman in Moscow. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it, and I don't really want to know a whole lot about it. I just know that it's written by Amor Towles, and I heard good things. Okay, so this is about a man that is on house arrest, I believe in Moscow. I could be wrong, but you know, the title kind of says that. But interesting historical fiction. I'm going to read the first sentence. I don't really want to know a whole lot. Okay, so the first sentence is, at 6:30 on the 21st of June, 1922, when Count Alexander Ilyich Rostov was escorted through the gates of the Kremlin onto Red Square, it was glorious and cool. I've always been very intrigued by Russian history, and I've actually heard a lot of people talking about Russian history and literature lately. One of them is Tiffany from Beautiful Minutiae. She loves Russian literature, and I like listening to her talk about it. I don't know if she's read this book. I haven't heard her talk about it, but she talks about all kinds of other Russian literature and history, and so I'm interested to kind of dive into that a little bit more, because I've been hearing it's her and somebody else, I can't remember who. If I can find it, I'll post it here, but they've been talking about Russian stuff, and I've been like, oh, I've always been interested in that. I need to start learning about it, so maybe this will be a good one. Okay, this one I picked up because I think my kids will enjoy it. It's called Treasure Hunter by James Patterson. Basically, these kids are going on a treasure hunt, and they have to find the treasure, a shipwreck with gold, long lost artifacts, and their missing parents, and they need to find that ASAP. So that sounded intriguing. Plus, it's illustrated, so I mean, I know for sure. I wish this would, like, I guess I have to get out of the way of it. I know for sure that my kids will love it because there's all kinds of illustrations in it. There we go. But the first sentence is, oh, I like this one. Here, sorry. I keep forgetting I have to get out of the way or it won't focus. The first sentence is, let me tell you about the last time I saw my dad. Okay, now this book, I don't know much about, and given if you watched my January wrap-up, I'm a little skittish because some of these books don't they just, I don't know. Sometimes thrillers don't line up with my belief system as far as like cuss words and things like that. I really love thrillers and mysteries, but I feel like you can write a book without all of that in it. So I don't know about this one. If you know, you can let me know. But I have really been interested in this one for about a year now. And when I saw it at Goodwill, especially in such an amazing edition, I don't even know if this got read. It's just, it looks brand new. So I had to pick it up. But this is actually a nonfiction about a serial killer at the World's Fair in, I want to say, so this doesn't say what year, but I think it's like in the early 1900s, maybe the late 1800s, but it's about a serial killer at the World's Fair, and it is actually a nonfiction that is written in such a way that it reads like a novel. So I've been excited to read it. We'll see if I like it or not, but definitely gonna pick this up soon. Oh. Again, sorry. This is by Eric Larson, and the first sentence is, the date was April 14th, 1912, a sinister day in maritime history, but of course the man in suite 63 through 65, shelter deck C, did not yet know it. So, interested in that one. I'll probably put this on my March TBR if I don't have it filled with middle grade for middle grade March. It might have to be moved to April, but we'll see. Okay, now this one I've actually never heard of, but it had a really pretty cover, and it is also Russian. Yes, this is also about Russia. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that it is a massive book. It is over 700 pages, almost 800 pages long. It's The Revolution of Marina M. by Janet Finch. Not Finch. By Janet Fitch. This one says, St. Petersburg, New Year's Eve, 1916, Marina Makarova. I do not know Russian, so this is going to be wrong. Makarova is a young woman of privilege who aches to break free of the constraints of her genteel life, a life about to be upended by the vast forces of history. Swept up on these tides of great change, Marina will join the marches for workers' rights, fall in love with a radical young poet, and betray everything she holds dear before being betrayed in turn. So it sounds like a good historical fiction book. Like I said, I've never even heard of it. But I mean, when you see this in Goodwill, you have to pick it up and save it because, like, come on, guys. All right, so here is the first sentence. Midnight, New Year's Eve, 3 young witches gathered in the city that was once St. Petersburg. I don't know if they're real witches or not. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so now we're on to my book outlet haul, which I can probably go through it pretty quickly because some of these were in my February TBR, so I've talked a little bit about them. So the ones that I did talk about, I won't go into a ton of detail because I already have another video about it and I don't want you guys to get bored with me. So the first one I bought is Ex Libris. This is by, I butcher this name probably every single time. Makiko Kakatani. I've already started this book and so far I've enjoyed it. I've only gotten about 20 pages in, but it is about 100 books to read and reread, and these are all the books that she felt were worth a mention. And it's not just classics, it's a little spattering of everything, nonfiction, fiction, classics, contemporary, you name it. She's got something represented in this book and I'm excited to read it. I'm excited to put some books on my TBR, and I don't think I will like all the books in here to read, but it's always worth reading about books. So, you know. The next one is Valkyrie. I read the synopsis for this in my February TBR, but this is about Freya, which is the goddess, the Norse goddess. She's like the angel of death is what I'm gathering. But here's the first sentence. If on some cold winter's night you gaze up into the darkened sky and see the glow of the northern lights, consider this. Those shimmering colors are not an illusion. So that is the first sentence of Valkyrie. I also talked about this in my February TBR, Keeper of the Lost Cities. Lots of people adore this book, so I'm excited to read it. So far, I have read just a little bit of it, and it's already got me hooked. So I'm excited to get into that further, but I will read you the first sentence because I already read the synopsis in that other video. The first sentence is, Miss Foster. Okay, this one is The Guinevere Deception. Again, I talked about this in my February TBR, so I will not read the synopsis, but I will read you the first sentence. This is by Kirsten White, and it is a King Arthur retelling with magic. Well, King Arthur's always had magic, but Guinevere in this book is magical, so that's cool. But here's the first sentence. There was nothing in the world as magical and terrifying as a girl on the cusp of womanhood. Yeah. All right. This is a Worth Press signature classic that I got from Book Outlet. It is A Study in Scarlet. I absolutely love these editions, even though they are extremely hard to find. I guess they're out of print because most stores are out of them. So when I see them, I scoop them up because I really like these editions. They're cloth bound, they have foiling, and they have sprayed edges. And I'm going to do a spotlight on these soon, so you'll be able to see the insides and everything. They have a little bit extra than just the book in here. Really like them. Okay, and this is the same company. Obviously, it looks exactly the same, but this is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Super excited about reading this one. Its edges are sprayed orange. They all come with this plastic cover, and I was gonna keep it on there, but when you're reading, it gets like, I don't like dust jackets, and I thought, oh, I'll keep this one on there because it'll protect it, but yeah, I don't like it. So I have been taking them off of the other ones that I have, and I'll be taking it off of this one whenever I do end up reading this book. The very last one I have is Starsight. This is the sequel to Skyward. I'm not going to read the first sentence of this one. This is by Brandon Sanderson, and I have planned, we haven't confirmed it yet, but planned on doing a buddy read with Amanda from The Curly Reader. I'm really excited about that, so hopefully we can get that lined up soon because I want to read this book. The only thing that I have a problem with is I did not realize that this is the hardcover and Skyward is a soft cover that I own. I really hate that they're two different kinds of covers. So yeah, but I guess it'll be all right. The book is still the book, and I am sure I'm going to enjoy reading this. Okay, so that is it. That is my massive book haul that got exceptionally bigger last night when I went to Goodwill. But I think I hit the jackpot. As you can see, I got a lot of really nice hardbacks that look brand new. And so I'm excited because some of those, like, there was a couple of them that were like 30 bucks full price and I got for $2. So I was excited. But yeah, that was my book haul. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I try to post videos twice a week. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And sometimes, if all the stars align and everything goes perfectly, I post 3 times a week. That's what I'd like to do every week, but it doesn't happen sometimes. So keep an eye out for the next video, and I will see you then.